الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be with you. We talked about Lot and we talked about the reality of his features as a messenger, psychological features and qualities, full of knowledge, knowing how to judge the people, getting judgment, and at the same time serving the people. In this story, we talked about his wife, and she was lost, and what he said in the Quran, إِلَّا امْرَأَتَكَ إِنَّهُ مُصِيبُهَا مَا أَصَابَهُمْ. So this is what is going to happen. What is going to happen to her is what is going to happen to this community and all the people who were lost and are the losers. So here we have a wife close to a man, to a messenger, peace be upon him, who didn't see, didn't put her trust in him, and was lost when she had to follow the rules, because she looked back, fearing what was coming from behind, and not putting her trust and confidence into God's promise. Now we have exactly the opposite story with the wife of Pharaoh. And this is quite interesting, because what we see here is, yes, it's not about love, it's not about blood, as we saw with Noah and Lot when it comes to the wife and when it comes to the son. But here it's really about your consciousness, your heart, your commitment to the truth, your will and your decision as a human being, as a woman, as a man, just to decide for yourself. It has nothing to do with your husband. And close to a dictator, she was not lost, but she was elected. She was saved. Exactly the opposite of Lot's wife. This is why we have to come to this story and try to understand what happened. And once again here, we get a very deep teaching when it comes to the spiritual path and our personal decision. Because it's not about your couple, it's not about your wife and your husband, it's not about your son, it's not about your father and your mother. It's really about yourself. And as a woman, what we have as a central figure, a central personality in the Quran is just what she did. And what we have in the Quran is that the first thing that she did was to listen to her heart. And what we have in the Quran here is what is said to her and how she reacted when she heard that her husband wanted to kill all the sons of Bani Israel, the sons of Israel. And what she said is, وَقَالَتِ امْرَأَةُ فِرْعَوْنَ قُرَّةَ عَيْنٍ لِي وَلَكَ لَا تَقْتُلُوهُ عَسَىٰ أَن يَنْفَعَنَا أَوْ نَتَّخِذَهُ وَلَدًا وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Pharaoh's wife said, "An eye's delight for me and for you. Do not kill him, perhaps he will be useful to us, or we may adopt him as a son." But they did not foresee. Here it's interesting because she did three things here. First is just she followed her heart. She listened to her heart and said, okay, we're not going to kill him. And she was responding to her husband by saying, he is a delight for me and for you, and don't kill him. So by listening to her heart, she in fact implemented, without knowing it, God's will. This is what he wanted. So he implemented his will through the heart of somebody who did not even acknowledge that he was there. So this is at that stage, this is the starting point. So knowing that God can implement his will through nature and through hearts that not even acknowledge that he exists, that he is close to them. This is one. And then she protected without knowing it the messenger of God, Musa alayhi salam, Moses. She protected him from being killed because she was listening to her heart. And then she was saying, oh, we can even take him as a son, and they did not foresee. وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. They didn't know what they were doing. They were just looking at the situation now and wanted to kill the sons of Israel, and she was the first protection. Now, there is something here that it's important in the second dimension. You know that Pharaoh was saying, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. I'm God on earth, so you just have to listen to me. And she didn't. She was not following in the footsteps of Pharaoh, and she was the wife of an arrogant, but she was humble. Her heart was open, his heart was closed. She was trying to find truth. He wasn't. He thought he was lying to himself, and she was looking for the truth. And what we find in the Quran is that facing his arrogance, facing his the way he was authoritarian, facing his sins and the way he was behaving on earth, what did she do? And this is a parable that we have in the Quran. وضرب الله مثلا للذين آمنوا امرأة فرعون إذ قالت رب ابن لي عندك بيتا في الجنة ونجني من فرعون وعمله ونجني من القوم الظالمين. And Allah illustrates an example of those who believe. The wife of Pharaoh, when she said, "My Lord, build for me with you a house in paradise and save me from Pharaoh and his works and save me from the wrongdoing people." Look at this. In her independence, with her choice, listening to her heart, following her consciousness, she's talking to God and say, "I want to be saved, so please, a house in your paradise. And please protect me from him, my husband, because I'm not going to follow him if at the end I have to disobey you." لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. I'm not going to obey a creator if this means that I have to disobey the creator. This is what she is saying with her heart, with her understanding, independent from anything, and then not following the community. So here we have a wife showing the path, an example for those who believe. At the end of the day, remember, you cannot speak about your father and rely on your father and your mother or your sons or your daughter just to say, "I'm going to be saved as they were saved," or lost as they were lost. No, the only thing that matters at the end of the day is your decision, as it was the decision of Pharaoh's wife. And this is why she was elected and saved. Don't forget to tell the people you love that you love them. Life is fragile.